Welcome to a classic Doctor Who fans review on the second special of the 60th anniversary, while Blue Yonder. And my word, what did I just watch?
Hello there.
This story was bonkers, weird, yet I think I enjoyed it. But my word, did people go crazy with the theory. So much you think the flipping cast list is like the Infinity War and Endgame. Returning Doctors, characters, the lot. And honestly, I was feeling a wee bit sorry for the story, because some people did go over the top, I must admit, with the theories. All I said was the damn women were returning in the story. Boy, was I way off. I believe the monsters in this are the Wirren. Way off. So much that I careened towards goddamn Neptune. I was that wrong with the monsters. Yeah, so I was thinking in the back of my head that these theories floating about, they might be a negative effect and people were going to be disappointed within the story, but I had no expectations. I was just guessing it was going to be a Base Center Siege story with these monsters, the Wirren. Base Center Siege? Yeah. The Wirren? No. What captivated the audience straight away is having little to no knowledge about it. All we knew that the setting was supposedly a Doctor Who and Donna solo story from the scenes we got, no supporting characters besides Jimbo the robot, and a supposed monster stalking the Doctor and Donna. That's all we knew. And yes, there are no supporting characters besides Jimbo the robot, and that was what gives this story a lot of magic in building up the atmosphere. Does this feel like a 60th anniversary special episode? No, not really. But I think I actually enjoyed it. It definitely needs to have a revisit because it's so flaming weird, out of the formula of Doctor Who, which Doctor Who does that all the time. Sometimes it doesn't stick to a traditional formula that's been throughout the whole 60th history of Doctor Who. It's like the mind robber of the second Doctor era. Yeah, Russell T Davies did say it's a story we've never done before, and to be cynical, I hear that line all the time in media and film. But yeah, I think Russell T Davies was right here. It really is something they've never done before. That could be not entirely a good thing, and not really a bad thing. It's just you're not going to expect what you get out of it. And I would say, no, I don't think anyone expected. The TARDIS crashing into an apple tree in the first scene in 6066 by Isaac Newton. I was perplexed. My reaction was, okay. I think I focused too much on it, and it turns out it was just setting up a joke. And that was it. Yeah, my reaction to it was, yeah, just whatever. But then the poor TARDIS is apparently in disarray when they land in the spaceship and land where God knows where people said. Some people said the 15th Doctor's TARDIS or whatever wild theory people were saying. Yeah, it was just a spaceship. Yeah, pretty funny people said this was a console room. Yet the CGI editing was pretty clever there. I give credit to them where it looks like it is a console standing upwards, but it really wasn't. That was just some pretty subtle CGI animation editing there. The long endless hallway with Jimbo the robot in the distance, the creepy music, the ambiguity of the story, and the TARDIS running away, which I put in quotations, that really draws you in. You really get Backrooms vibes from this. Liminal spacing. Yeah, they knew exactly what they're doing, because liminal spacing back last year in 2022 was a huge trend which completely blew up, and yep, they definitely took inspiration from the Backrooms, also analog horror, Mandela Invasion as well with the monsters 100%. But yeah, I'm not surprised they did a story around liminal spacing and liminal horror. This can create a feeling of unease and horror as the individual feels like they are in a place of limbo, unable to move forward or backwards. The endless hallways really encapsulates this feeling. Liminal spaces can be associated with death or the supernatural, as these spaces often exist between the natural and the supernatural. They can evoke a sense of dread. Yep, the atmosphere, the setting, really does evoke a sense of dread. The absence of side characters, the constant feeling of being watched, the ship falling through a wormhole at the edge of the universe, and building on the possibility that they are alone, or are they? It's not a fear of being alone, it's a fear of not being alone and not knowing what's with you. This setting and what the Doctor goes over with mentioning the edge of the universe, it really brings me back to him mentioning the void in the finale of Series 2. That definitely brought me some nostalgia to that scene. And yet the Doctor should really know better about dividing forces and going off elsewhere. And this is where very interesting scenes play. It's like almost two scenes playing at the same time. This is where things get odd. Turns out the monsters were crazy duplicate fake copies of the Doctor and Donna who have physical manipulation over their limbs. They can grow to really creepy size, and yeah, this story, I don't think anyone expected this to turn out. It's crazy how well they both complement each other, being both bonkers and yet creepy. Russell T Davies actually delivered on that. Yeah, when I say the story goes crazy, I mean it goes crazy. And Jesus somersaulting Christ. I never expected David Tennant to do the Exorcist crawl. My word, I don't know what to feel about it. This story really is jaw-dropping. I am, captivated in the story, but I can't place it. I would say the Scherzo of the TV era, the Big Finish story. You enjoyed this story, that will be up your alley, no question. No supporting characters in that story. It's honestly going to be interesting what people say about this episode. I do not know anybody's opinions or the general consensus. I actually don't know, so I'm not going to place it. The monsters are trying to push the Doctor into thinking what's going on, so you're having this idea that the monsters are just as trapped as the Doctor and Donna are. So the fake ones and the real ones are both in the same predicament. Why do the circuits keep going off every so while? And why does the robot literally take one step that actually means something? It's not just, malfunctioning or anything like that. But yet the robot plays a very significant role of what it was programmed to do. Everything is moving so slowly. But my word, does your heart skip a beat? You get really concerned for Donna. I was like, are they really going to do that? Really? For Doctor Who? That scene would put you in a cardiac arrest. I was unsure what was going to happen there. It made me skip a beat. The ending scene was bittersweet. Honestly, masterful. I didn't expect it. I thought Bernard Cribbins would be just in the final episode, but hey, I loved it. Everyone loved it. Despite there being so much division in the damn world, I hope this scene brought everyone together because this was just magnificent. This felt like a blend of The Ark in Space and the works of Michael Crichton, Liminal Horror The Backrooms, and the Mandela Effect. All in one story. That's what it felt like to me. The only gripe I would have is sometimes the animation looked out of a PC game. It looked like gaming graphics. But honestly, it's not the worst I've seen and there's nothing really to complain about. I haven't really got anything to complain about with the story. It's just, I can't really place it and I don't know what to think about it. Overall, I think I actually liked the episode. I preferred it to The Star Beast quite a lot, so I can't rate it under a 7 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. But the story is so strange, I don't actually know. I need to sit down and give it another watch. At this point in time, I am going to give it an 8 out of 10 because, as I said, I preferred it to The Star Beast. That's something I'm confident in saying. It can't be lower than a 7. I'm glad I didn't really pay attention to the absolute insane theories that it was flowing about. It just got a bit ridiculous, but I never let them take into account my expectations and judgment. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. Do I think this will down the line become a classic like how we view Midnight? I don't know. I do have a feeling the theories that were pushed on this story likely swayed some people's opinions, perhaps being disappointed. That's just a hunch. I will give it some time and come back to it again when it's released on physical media. Crazy bonkers with liminal horror. That is Wild Blue Yonder. By the way, Jimbo didn't get enough recognition. Rest in peace to Jimbo the robot. The poor soul just wanted to do one job, but was stuck in literally slow-mo.